animals. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I love working.
Join us right here on CVM TV every Sunday during news at 7 as we explore the people, the science, and the breakthroughs that are shaping the way we grow, eat, and live. You don't want to miss it. This is Farming Forward.
We are back for season 2 of Corner Office. We are highlighting small businesses, hard-working Jamaicans who are doing their own thing in their own spaces. People who are in their role, bossing up their role.
Let's go!
Let's get it! It's not if you own the company or not, it's how you own the role. Ice cream is coming! Guess what? It is your Corner Office. Season 2, bigger and better. And guess what? You think it's not yet? Check it out. Put the end of the place. Undercover. Easy yourself.
Sports should be fun. Sports should be interesting. Sports should be entertaining. Sports should be riveting. This is CVM Sports. I'm Jordan Fort.
From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at noon for Friday, March 21, 2025. I'm Ramon Gordon. Thank you so much for joining us. Chief Justice Brian Sykes has granted an interim injunction in the People's National Party's legal challenge to Portmore becoming Jamaica's 15th parish, one of 2 court orders issued on Thursday. Although the legislation has passed both houses and received the Governor-General's assent, the injunction blocks the government from setting an effective date until the case is heard. The Attorney General has until midday next Wednesday to respond to the PNP's affidavit, with the opposition allowed to file any additional documents by Thursday. Both sides are expected back in court next Friday at 2 p.m., where the matter will be heard again by Justice Sykes. And Delano rifleman Duncan was fatally shot during a police operation early Thursday morning. He had been on the police's most wanted list for years, accused of leading a gang based in Lilliput, St. James and linked to multiple murders, shootings and robberies. Authorities say his criminal network extended beyond St. James, making him a high-value target. While police have not released details of the operation, some residents have expressed relief, describing Duncan as a source of fear in the community. Another man, Andrew White, was also shot and killed. We'll have the details at 7. And after conducting multiple water quality tests in the corporate area, Junior Shadow spokesperson on health Jesse James Clark says the results show elevated levels of sewage contaminants in the water supply to households. We'll have more in this report.
The NWC is currently experiencing poor water quality in a lot of the areas that are currently being served, especially in the rural areas. What you have happening now is that we are seeing results where the fecal coliform number of samples positive for fecal coliforms is above the acceptable limit, significantly above the acceptable limit in the case of the rural treatment plants. So for example, you should not be having more than 5%, you should have less than 5% of your samples coming on positive for fecal coliform, and in some cases it's as high as 20-something%. Fecal coliforms, these are microorganisms or bacteria, aka germs that you find in the water, and they are a sign of fecal contamination of the water.
Crime is trending down in Hopewell, Hanover, and police are crediting smart technology and strong community partnerships for the progress. Officials say the innovative approach is having a real impact on public safety. Shante McNeil has that story.
When the Hopewell Police Station in Hanover was officially opened on March 15, 2024, it was hailed as Jamaica's first smart technology-driven station equipped with cutting-edge tools to enhance policing. Now, just a year later, that investment is paying off. Major crimes are down, and Station Commander Inspector Nadine Murray-Brown says technology is the game changer.
Technology and innovation plays an important role, and as we leverage technology to enhance crime fighting and efficiency, we explore innovative solutions for community policing. We have robust investigations, and we do that also through the use of technology as we collaborate with our external partners.
She was speaking at the station's one-year anniversary celebration, where Deputy Superintendent of Police Keeble Sims praised the station's impact in the area, calling it a catalyst for effective crime management in Hopewell.
For 2024, Hopewell recorded 3 murders, 2 shootings, 1 case of robbery, 2 rape, 2 aggravated assault, 5 break-ins, and 1 incident of larceny. So far, since the 1st of January, we have conceded 2 shootings, 1 rape, and 1 break-in. This is a significant departure from what obtained in 2024.
So far this year, Hanover has recorded 3 homicides, 4 fewer than the same period last year.
This is also a significant recognition or result of the effort of the collective input of personnel right across the length and breadth of Hanover Division. Our commitment is to ensure that we continue along this path.
But while crime is trending down, retired Superintendent Sharon Beeput, who spearheaded the station's development, says another issue remains.
The traffic continues, and I would love to see something done in that area, because it's really, really rough when you're coming in from Montego Bay. You have the tourist industry down that side, and the traffic congestion is really awful.
With the force's commitment to creating safer communities, it is anticipated that the next big fix will be addressing the town's long-standing traffic congestion. Shante McNeil, CVM News.
PNP councillors in the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation are fuming over what they call an unjust snub after being left out of Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie's visit to the parish. Adrian Williams has the details.
Following a recent meeting at the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation office and a tour in sections of the parish by Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie, there seems to be unrest amongst members of the municipality. Councillor for the White Horses Division, Hubert Williams, is demanding an apology from the CEO for the council, Camilla Essen, for what he says is a failure to be transparent.
And I've never seen it before.
Councillor Smith was at the visit.
No, I'm not talking about
the response to both visits. You have the response to
No. Chairman. No. Were we invited to the meeting that happened here?
Councillors were invited to the meeting.
No. Were the PNP councillors invited?
On both instances, and that response would not come from me, and you know that.
No, man. Every meeting was an issue now. But anyway.
Yalla's councillor Rosemary Shaw shares that sentiment and says the municipality should not fall prey to partisan objectives.
It is the responsibility of the CEO to inform. Madam, the minister is coming here, right? It is not the responsibility of the mayor to call up a few councillors and say, we sit as a council, and if the minister is coming here on business of the municipal council, the CEO has a responsibility.
But one councillor affirms that it is not the first incident of this nature.
Once a mistake, twice a purpose. And if this is a tone we're going to set whenever we're going to have a tour from the minister, when sensitive information is being discussed, information that all of us need to be apprised of so that we can have a fair input into the solving of St. Thomas's challenges as it relates to the poor, as it relates to the markets, and as it relates to the other issues. I see this as a failing of the directorship and the administration of our council today.
The local government minister toured the Alice Market, which was recently reopened after being shuttered for over 5 years. Adrian Williams for CVM News.
Stay with us. More CVM News at noon after this.
To reach. Introducing the Mother's Rewards app. The same mother's food you love, now at your fingertips. Sign up easy and get a free patty. Earn points whenever you visit any select Mother's location and redeem those same points for discounts later on. Order your favorites for pickup or delivery. No long lines. Plus, win daily to win prizes and discounts. Yes, daily chances to win. No need for say nothing more. Download the Mother's Rewards app now. Mothers, loving every bite.
Tired of the high interest rates and the whole heap of loan payments every month? Take a debt consolidation loan from AIM to pay credit card bills and all other high interest rate loans from other institutions. Make one low monthly payment to AIM and take home some extra money in your pocket. That's financial freedom. One loan, one low payment. More money in your pocket. Call AIM today to lower your loan payments. And remember, you won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
Back. As Jamaicans digest the Prime Minister's latest budget presentation, several headline measures are sparking national debate. From a modest increase in the minimum wage to high NHT loan limits and renewed pledges to manage national debt. But do these proposals go far enough to address cost of living pressures and to stimulate real growth? Joining us now to break it all down, our economist and opposition spokesperson on science, technology, innovation and entrepreneurship, Dr. Andre Houghton, and economist and business strategist, Dr. Chris Stokes. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here.
Thank you very much.
Let's begin with a quick impression. We'll start with you, Dr. Stokes. Great, Dr. Houghton. We're starting with quick impressions, like I said. Dr. Stokes, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being excellent, how would you each rate the Prime Minister's budget presentation?
The problem with that measure that you have given me is that there's some storytelling in it that's not,
Recording in progress.
That is par for the course. There are some hard proposals on the development side and on some relief side. The storytelling side, which is probably all of the first part, I would give us 3 for a number of reasons, which we can get into if you'd like.
Certainly.
But I'm far more interested in elements of the last third, which had to do with him enumerating the acronym ASPIRE, because it does touch on some of the things that we do need to know, we do need to get done to create a platform for growth. So I would go to maybe about a 6 on that aspect.
Got it. Dr. Houghton, let's dive right in to the initiatives that the Prime Minister announced. Yes, the minimum wage is set to increase from $15,000 to $16,000 per week.
I'll give...
Yes? Dr. Houghton, you with us? Yes?
Yeah, I think that we ought to be thinking... Yes, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Hearing you now. Yes, sir.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
yeah, man. I'll give the Prime Minister a solid 4 for his presentation. I mean, when we're looking at a livable wage, each Jamaican now requires at least $25,000 a week for them to hover above the poverty line. So a $16,000 mark is not good enough where that is concerned. Right. But more fundamentally, the idea of economic growth should be tossed out the window because they have not been able to accomplish this. And we should all be thinking about, instead of minimum wage, we should be thinking about how can we maximize the potential of our people so that they can get the maximum wage for their ability. I think now more than ever, if we want to approach our Vision 2030 goals, we have to begin to look at how we can upskill a nation of such remarkable people. And after being in government for almost 10 years, I'm not getting that the government are genuinely serious about the natural ability of Jamaicans and what we can become if we unify and improve as a nation.
Got it. Dr. Stokes, there was some concern on social media over the increase, especially with regard to smaller businesses. So are you concerned about any implications for inflationary factors that this might cause for smaller businesses?
Well, I don't think it's going to be inflationary, maybe compensating for inflation. But I just want to pick up on the bigger point that Dr. Houghton is making. We can talk about this, the record of the effects of minimum wage increases or living wages is not good in economics globally. But that is to miss the point. It is not for the government to say, thou shalt pay this person 15, 16, 17, or 18,000. What we really need to do is have the macroeconomic stability, the ease of doing business, the access to capital, the human capital development to allow the Jamaican, him or herself, to grow him or her own business and make a contribution to other countries to increase productivity, increase profits, and increase their own living standards. And it's much harder. It's not sexy, but that's the direction I believe we need to go in.
Right. We're talking the Prime Minister's budget presentation. You're watching CVM News at Noon. We'll be right back.
The Time is brought to you by Ford Territory.
Welcome back. We're talking the Prime Minister's latest budget presentation, and we're joined by Dr. Stokes, an economist, and the opposition spokesperson on technology, Dr. Andre Houghton. Dr. Stokes, we're going to stay with you for a bit because you've spoken widely about the importance of transformation and competitive thinking in small economies. Now, do you see signs in this budget that Jamaica is laying the groundwork for that sort of innovation that you're an advocate for?
Look, not explicitly in this budget, but I'm not. So there, look, there are some things that are important. Fixing the roads is important. Getting the cost of electricity down is important. Improving housing is important to form the economic basis for families to send their children to school, to take out a loan to start a business. The programs in the apprenticeship program, all of these things are critical elements that will go in to allowing the country, private enterprise to grow. So to that extent, yes. And of course, this is on a platform, and I won't get into paternity here. This is on a platform of economic stability. It doesn't get rid of shocks, which will inevitably come. But I think that's the words that the Prime Minister have said in that respect are important to set in the platform for individual private free market growth. But we'll see. The proof is in the pudding. We've been talking about these things for a very, very long time.
Certainly true.
But I'm optimistic.
Good. Dr. Houghton, let's talk about the average Jamaican. You started talking about it earlier. What's missing from this budget that could better protect vulnerable families? Let's start there.
Yes, it is important that we begin to realize that we need a better social safety net than what is being proposed. About 10 years ago, Dr. Knife and myself envisioned some social enterprises to enhance the income potential of a lot of these inner city people as well as rural area people who are facing poverty. Recognize that the country's unemployment rate is about 3.5%, but more than 55% of the population face some sort of food deprivation, can't find 3 meals a day, etc., which means that we have created a class of working poor. And in order to eradicate this, there's no short-term fix, right? We have to think long-term. And long-term is, say, 3 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years. how we upskill our people, and how do we attract and keep the youngest and the brightest. We have to take pride in our economy. We have to believe that Jamaica is a premier destination, a premier country as it relates to technology and innovation, as it relates to finance, as it relates to healthcare and education. And I'm not seeing where the platform is being laid that values the potential of our people and the necessary impetus being made. I mean, since 2016, this government has been in power, and after 10 years, they're just recognizing that we face productivity issues. They are just recognizing that we face livable wage issues, and they are just recognizing that the quest to generate employment cannot be good if it's not value-added employment. And that is the fundamental difference between the People's National Party and them.
Dr. Houghton, to what extent should the government be addressing the productivity crisis, you'd say?
Yeah, they should definitely be looking at the different industries and understanding how labor is being used in each of these industries and how technology can complement the labor so that it can produce more per unit of time. And that is what productivity is. And we recognize that this has not been on the forefront. What's on the forefront is just minor givebacks here and there without addressing the solid issue of what is your potential, what is your value, what is your goal, how can we assist